James was just relaxing on his Sunday off when he suddenly heard his young son, Liam, screaming that he had found something horrifying in the attic closet. After calming the boy down, the father went upstairs to see what was in the closet. When reaching the top of the stairs, James turned pale. This is much more serious than he thought. James was more focused on his son Liam because he was freaking out about the whole situation happening here. He has never seen his son in this state, so James first tries to calm him down before going to the attic. Liam was still terrified because James couldn't fully calm the boy down. While still weeping, Liam points to the closet where he discovered the nest. Before we start, can we get this video to 1,000 likes? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. James already expected that there would be a nest because the previous owner had already mentioned how frequently they struggled with that. However, this hornet's nest turned out to be different from any others. James already heard noises coming from the closet in the attic. He has seen multiple nests in the past, but he has never heard it this loud. It is also making this weird noise, like a car engine which was trying to start. Is it even a hornet's nest at all? James thought. James opens the closet. He instantly turns pale from what he sees. It is a very big one, and James got chills over his entire body. He felt scared by this huge, but really huge hornet's nest. This isn't normal at all. James moved closer but quickly regretted it after being swarmed by dozens of hornets, maybe even hundreds to his perception. They were all aggressive, and some stung James, which was very painful. He had to get away as fast as possible. Liam claimed they were protecting something in that giant nest of theirs. James was afraid to move closer, but he saw from a distance that his son might be right. They were protecting something, but what they were protecting, he did not know. James knew that this type of hornet's nest couldn't be dealt with by himself. So he searched on the internet for experts in the area of hornets. He found one nearby and called him. James explained the whole situation, and the expert didn't take long to arrive at James' home. James gives the expert, Mark, a detailed explanation of the situation as he arrives. Mark chuckles and believes he can handle it on his own. In the years he has worked for insect control, he has performed this type of action hundreds of times. Mark can already hear the wasps on the second floor as he makes his way to the attic. Normally, they wouldn't be this loud, but he wasn't scared just by their sound. He entered the attic with confidence but returned from it nearly in tears. Mark went to the kitchen, and it took time for him to calm down. James looked at him, and he could clearly see the fear in his eyes. This confident man turned into a frightened little boy. What has happened in the attic? Mark explained that the hornet's nest isn't like any others. In all his years of working in insect control, he has never encountered this type of hornet's nest. He turned to James and said he could do nothing at the moment. The best thing is to wait until winter. Mark claims that the wasps guard something, just as James and his son Liam already suspected. It must be something big because Mark has never seen this big nest before. And besides this, they act aggressively when you come close. What can it be? James noticed that Mark was too terrified to return to the attic. Unfortunately, he could not convince him to return to the attic and resolve the entire issue. Mark drives off after advising waiting until winter. James felt powerless. James knew that a significant thing was taking place, and he had little faith in the evolving circumstances inside his attic. He, therefore, decides to barricade the attic to prevent the wasps from entering downstairs. The situation was getting worse by the day. The noise started first. The wasps were just very loud. And in the end, the whole family was sleeping in the living room because they couldn't sleep in their bedroom due to the loud noises of the nest. Eventually, wasps even made their way downstairs. James had to act now. He couldn't wait until winter. James contacted other insect control companies, but each time he did, he was informed that there was nothing they could do but wait until winter. But James and his family really couldn't wait that long, so James decided to take matters into his own hands. James knew he needed to take precautions to avoid getting hurt if he went into the attic. He went to the store to defend himself against those aggressive hornets and bought whatever he could find. He knew that this was necessary. James knew he needed to take precautions to avoid getting hurt if he went into the attic. He went to the store to defend himself against those aggressive hornets and bought whatever he could find. He knew that this was necessary. His wife, Emma, thought it was a bad idea to return to the attic. She claimed that only professionals could handle this situation. James was aware of this, but their home's current state due to the hornet's nest was unlivable. He had to do something. His wife, Emma, thought it was a bad idea to return to the attic. She claimed that only professionals could handle this situation. James was aware of this, but their home's current state due to the hornet's nest was unlivable. He had to do something. James ignored Emma, his wife. He went upstairs and made an effort to remove the attic's barricade. He had been strengthening the barrier daily in recent days to stop wasps from coming downstairs. After a while, he cleared the barricade. James ignored Emma, his wife. He went upstairs and made an effort to remove the attic's barricade. He had been strengthening the barrier daily in recent days to stop wasps from coming downstairs. After a while, he cleared the barricade. James slowly moved up to the attic after removing the barricade. He noticed that since he had last visited, the situation had dramatically worsened. The hornet's nest has increased in size by 5 or even 8 times. James felt the adrenaline pumping through his veins when he slowly came closer to the nest. He planned to grab the nest and throw it away from the window. He was almost near the hornets until James was brutally attacked again by hundreds of wasps. He experienced pain throughout his entire body and was helpless to stop it. He then runs back to the attic's opening, and instead of walking down the stairs, he immediately jumps to the first floor. Emma runs to her husband, hoping to get any sound out of him.